Today we turn our focus to the relentless escalation of conflict in Ukraine, particularly at the front lines in Avdiivka, and the shocking losses recorded in recent battles. The past months have marked significant and intense Russian advancements, with the last few days reaching new, unprecedented heights. It's not just recent weeks, but since May, Russia has been steadily extending its reach at an impressive pace. Avdiivka fell in mid-May, and by late June, Russian forces pierced through, seizing Ukraine, located 100 km from Avdiivka. From this pivotal position, Russian troops expanded rapidly, pushing west and southwest, solidifying their foothold. As of October 30th, Kurakhove faces near total encirclement, with predictions it will fall within hours. This will spell an even deeper crisis for Kurakhove, a critical urban stronghold that, once breached, could unravel Ukraine's defensive strategies in the region. In October alone, Russian forces have managed to reclaim nearly 500 square kilometers, an unprecedented pace not seen since the second phase of the conflict began. Phase 2 of the war began in early 2023, shifting into a war of attrition due to Russia's stretched manpower and need to hold extensive front lines. This led to the strategic withdrawal from Kyiv, Kharkiv, and parts of Kherson east of the Dnipro River. However, fortified lines such as the Surovikin line in Kharkiv Zaporizhia have since allowed Russia to regroup and press forward. In response to these mounting pressures, Ukraine plans to mobilize an additional 160,000 soldiers to fill gaps left by dwindling numbers. This new wave aims to bring units back up to 85% of full strength, ensuring enough troops are available to maintain combat operations. Yet, with over 1.5 million citizens drafted since February 2022, the toll on Ukrainian society is visible. Many have faced casualties, while others have disappeared without trace or remain unaccounted for. The mounting losses have led to speculation that Ukraine may soon have to lower its conscription age to 18 or even younger, highlighting the desperate measures needed to sustain their defenses. The social strain is palpable, as families brace for the impact of continued conscription and the ever-present risk faced by those on the front lines. This scenario raises questions about Ukraine's ability to maintain both morale and manpower over the long term. Now, let's shift to the staggering casualties reported on October 29th. In the Kursk region, Russian forces struck Ukrainian units with artillery and airstrikes, resulting in losses of 14 armored vehicles, 2 tanks, and 4 artillery pieces. These strikes, which crossed the border into Ukraine, contributed to an overall loss of over 400 Ukrainian personnel, double the usual daily toll of 200 to 300. The Kursk front has turned into a massive fire pocket, with Ukrainian forces surrounded by artillery, air raids, and ambushes. This is part of a broader pattern where Russian forces are leveraging advanced military tactics to create overwhelming pressure. Ukrainian troops are finding it increasingly difficult to regroup or launch effective countermeasures. The sheer scale of the firepower directed at the Kursk region underscores the aggressive stance Russia is taking, aiming to destabilize Ukrainian positions further. Elsewhere, in Kharkiv, 85 Ukrainian soldiers were reported killed. In Kupiansk, the number was even higher at 480, though this is considered lower compared to previous days. However, the most severe blow came in Bakhmut, where combat has intensified dramatically. Ukrainian forces there suffered nearly 1,000 casualties, breaking all previous records for the area, which had already seen fierce fighting a year ago when Russian Wagner and VV troops contested every inch. In the towns of Toretsk, Chasiv Yar, and Siversk, fighting has been so brutal that it contributed significantly to this record-breaking toll, reaching an estimated 985 dead. These staggering numbers are a grim reminder of the extreme cost of this prolonged conflict. Even more sobering, the current phase of fighting surpasses the bloody confrontations of last year, with total losses far exceeding prior tallies. The heavy toll not only strains Ukraine's capacity to respond, but also sends shockwaves through its military structure. Other areas have seen significant losses as well. Pokrovsk reported around 500 casualties, while Ugledar counted approximately 125, and Kherson added another 65 to the tally, considered average for that region. The high losses across multiple battlefronts paint a stark picture of the challenges Ukraine faces as it tries to sustain its defensive posture against relentless assaults. In total, October 29th marked an unprecedented day of bloodshed, with Ukraine suffering a record-breaking 2,640 military fatalities, surpassing even the previous record of 2,620. This day stands as one of the most severe in the ongoing conflict, underscoring the immense human cost of this war and the strategic difficulties faced by Ukraine. A staggering start to the week for Ukraine, facing immense challenges on multiple fronts. As Russia continues its push, the question remains, can Ukraine regroup and withstand these relentless assaults, or is the tide irreversibly turning? The next steps will determine not just the fate of individual cities like Kurakhove and Avdiivka, but the broader trajectory of this conflict.